In this video, I will be explaining you the rendering process in React. So most of the time people think that when we call setState or change the state of the component, every time the component gets rendered and the subcomponents as well. But that is not true. I'm gonna demonstrate that one right now. So we have got very simple this button here, click constant, and on click of this particular button we are changing the state. Okay, so I will show you what we are changing here. So we are setting the state to this particular value. So let us see if the component gets rendered here. So just I'm going to refresh it and then click on this one, and as you can see the value current state is a constant. Okay, as you can see it is here. It is also called unmounting and mounting in the console log. So why it is showing it? Because the component got rendered. Let us click once again and then see if this happens. So I clicked on that and it printed setting the state, but it is not unmounting and mounting that component. The reason being the state is not changing. I mean, we are calling the set state, but the state value is not changing. Okay, state object is not changing as such. So doesn't matter how many times we call it, every time we are setting the state to constant value. It can be anything like x, y, z, for example. So let us refresh this, and only first time it will unmount and mount this component and rendering will happen. So as you can see, the state is changed to x, y, z, but if we click it again, in the second round also we are changing the state to x, y, z. So what happens is that React compares the previous virtual DOM with the current virtual DOM, and it says that okay, both previous virtual DOM and the current virtual DOM are same, so it doesn't unmount the component, doesn't render, and that process doesn't happen. So if I click once again here, as you can see, it is just saying setting state, because we are printing it in this particular that log, we are logging that thing here when we click on that button. But even though we have called the set state, the component doesn't get unmount or mount because the virtual DOMs are same, previous virtual DOM and current virtual DOM. Now let us do some variation in this particular code. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set the state, but this time some dynamic value, for example date function. So this time around what is going to happen is that this date is going to return some new value every time, and that's why state will also change, and then that triggers the mounting and unmounting of the component every time we click on the button. So let us save this, and in here I'm going to refresh this one. So let us once again click on this, and you will see the current state it will print as a time. As you can see, it's printed, and unmounting and mounting has also happened. And once again I clicked, again it is unmounting and mounting. So every time it is on unmounting and mounting, and a reason why it is unmounting and mounting is that the previous virtual DOM and the current virtual DOM are different because of this different date time that we are printing here. So basically the state values are different, and every time we click here it is gonna unmount and mount because the state is actually changing. So it doesn't matter how many times you call set state, if the state object is changing, then only component will get rendered. If state value is not changing, component will not get rendered. And this mounting and unmounting, where I'm printing that I just explained briefly. So we are calling this use effect, using this use effect, and you can see here whenever component gets mounted, before mounting it will print this one, and whenever it is unmounting, before unmounting it will print this one here. So that way we know that the component is really getting unmounted or mounted. So this briefly explains how the virtual DOM works in React. Basically what is happening behind the scene is that it is comparing the virtual DOMs, two virtual DOMs basically, previous virtual DOM before the update, and after the update it creates another virtual DOM and then compares that. If the virtual DOMs, both virtual DOMs are the same, then actual rendering of the real rendering of the DOM on the real DOM doesn't happen. Okay, the rendering of the real DOM only happens when the DOMs are different, and it sees like what part has changed, and only those components get rendered. I hope this clears how the virtual DOM works. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I will definitely try to help you. Thank you for watching this video.